Greetings, esteemed students, and welcome to the Manifested e-learning platform. Today we are going to learn about conjunctions. These are not something that you've not learned before. In primary, I'm sure you were introduced by your teachers to this topic, so we're just expounding more on it. All right, so okay, from the word conjunctions, it's normally used to join two words or two phrases. So a conjunction is a word or a phrase that joins two words, phrases, or clauses. Okay, in a sentence. All right. So a conjunction is a word or a phrase. Because why am I saying it's a phrase? Sometimes you can find a conjunction that is more made up of more than just one word. So when we'll come to that, when we'll be looking at the types of conjunctions, you'll find out that there are some that are not just one word, but they are a group of words that will join two phrases, two words, or clauses in a sentence. For example, we can have a sentence like Mary and John are siblings. So here the word and has joined two parts of a sentence. It has joined two phrases. It could be Mary. Okay. For here, you can't say there are two sentences. These are just two words that have been joined together. There are cases where you have two sentences or two phrases that have been joined. Like Mary ate bananas and John drank apple juice. Okay, so there you have joined two sentences. Okay, so a conjunction just joins two words, two phrases, or two clauses in a sentence. All right, so let's look at types of conjunctions. Before I continue, our focus today is not just conjunctions per se, because I know in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, you have talked about conjunctions. So my focus today is to teach on functions of conjunctions. And I cannot teach you on functions of conjunctions without mentioning the different types and how now they function in sentences. So by mentioning the different types, you will see how they function. And basically that will be just talking about what? The functions of what? Conjunctions. So we can just put in brackets, now we are looking at now functions. Okay, because I'm assuming we've already done this in Form 1. All right, so we're just looking at conjunctions, but now the function part of it, but we have to introduce the type so that you know how they function differently. Okay, so doing that, we already know that we will learn how they function in sentences. So the first one is a coordinating conjunction. Number 2, we have correlative conjunction. Number 3, we have subordinating. Okay, so coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. Those are the 3 types of conjunctions in English. So if we start with the first one. So basically coordinating conjunctions, they just join, all right? So they include and, but, or. So these are the basic coordinating conjunctions. Of course, we have words like for, yet. They can also suffice for the coordinating, but our focus mainly is on the most common ones, which are and, but, and, or. So and. So we're going to look at and as our first example. So it links ideas, okay, such that it can also link events that follow each other. For example, Mary, let me not use Mary, let me use Onyancha washed the car. Amina took the children to school. So those are two sentences, and we want to join them using the what? The word and. So it will be Onyancha washed the car, and Amina took the children to school. So we have already joined two ideas that follow each other. Remember, we are looking at conjunctions, and we said that there are words or phrases that join two words or phrases or clauses in a sentence. So we have joined two words. You can even have maybe another one last example. Kimani So Kimani and Kimani is a doctor, Jane is a doctor. So we are joining together using and. So Kimani and Jane are doctors. So in essence, we have said that one function of and. Okay, remember we are looking at functions of these conjunctions. They link ideas, they link events that follow each other. All right. Now let's look at or as our second one. It is used to provide alternatives. It is used to provide alternatives. That is, you can do this or this. Okay, for example, Mary, let me not use Mary. Jabali can stay at home. So it gives you an option, it gives you alternatives, gives you an opportunity to have alternatives. So you can say Jabali can go to school or stay at home. One thing conjunctions do, not just they link stuff, but they link two sentences. They help in avoiding repetition in some situations. Okay, so is used to provide alternatives. The last one. Another example. Okay, give me some money, I will quit. Use or. So give me some money or I will quit. Okay, then the last one is but it is used to bring contrast. Okay, it is used to bring contrast or create contrast. For example, Modoni was sick. Modoni went to school. Okay. Modoni was sick. Modoni went to school. So you can use that. Use but to bring the contrast. So Modoni was sick, but she went to school. Okay. So one idea contrasts with the what? With the other. All right. Let me give you one more example. Okay. The machine was heavy. We carried the machine. So use but. The machine was heavy, but we carried it. So it brings the idea of contrast. Okay, it brings the idea of contrast and brings the idea of linking, okay, to events, and then or provides alternatives. Okay, you can choose from the two. You can choose from the options given. Okay, so when you want to choose options, you can use or. When you want to contrast ideas, you can use what? But. When you want to link two things, then you can use what? And. Okay, so the other type of conjunction, before I give you the exercise, is a correlative. So the correlative conjunctions, they work in pairs. They link two sentences, but they work in pairs, and they include neither nor, either or, and when. Okay, so they link two sentences, but they work in pairs. They include neither nor, either or, both and, if then, not only but also, no sooner than, hardly when, scarcely when, barely when. So the main function is just to link ideas, but now they must work in pairs. Their function is to link ideas, but they work in pairs. Now, an example in a sentence. For example, if you're given a either or, so in this case, either or will give alternatives. Okay, will give an alternative. It gives you an opportunity to choose an alternative. All right. For example, Mary can dance. Mary can sing. Okay, Mary can dance, Mary can sing. So use either or. So Mary can either dance or sing. So it's almost like the one, like for or, where you're given choices, all right? For neither, nor, okay? Choices, yes, but in the negative, like none of it. In the negative. Negative in the sense that something that is not negative, something that is not good, but something that is not. So that you can say, let me use another word. Fatma cannot dance. Fatma cannot sing. So Fatma can neither sing nor dance. So gives alternatives, but in the negative, none of it can happen. All right. Then we have both and. So both and. So it links events or ideas. Okay, it links events or ideas. For Mary, let me not use Mary, and let me say Ojuang is a mason. Karanja is a mason. Maybe you can have, or maybe you can have let me give a better one. Ojuang. So the same person, but now we are linking two things about the same person. So Ojuang is a artist. Okay. So Ojuang, a mason, and an artist. Okay. Ojuang is both a mason and an artist. Ojuang is both a mason and an artist. Now let's go to the next one. We can have if, then. It shows condition. Okay. It will rain. I will go to the house. Okay. If it will rain, I will go to the house. So you join using if then. So you say if it rains, then I will go to the house. Another one is just like both and, not only but also links ideas. Not only but also, it also links ideas. Okay, it does the work of linking events or ideas. So you can say let me say okay, Maya can write books, Maya can work in the farm. So it will be not only can Maya, right? Books, but also work in the farm. So again, if you replace, you can still say and it will still make sense. All right. You can also say Maya can not only write books but also work in the farm. So either way, it will still make sense. All right. Now we have no sooner than, hardly when, scarcely when. They almost work the same way, such that for this action to happen, the one action has to happen before another begins. Okay, shows sequence where one action happens before another begins, almost like that, but now two actions have to follow each other. Okay, so no sooner had we arrived than it started raining. So if you replace this with hardly when, it still be the same. It still means the same thing. Hardly had we arrived when it started raining. Scarcely had we arrived when it started raining. Barely had we arrived when it started raining. Okay, they almost work in the same way to show that one action happens another. So it links. Let me just say it links. It links two ideas, but one action must happen before the other does. Okay, so the two actions must follow each other. The actions follow each other. The actions now, they follow each other. Okay, so when you're given this in the exam and you're asked to join, it's just linking ideas again, but now one action must happen before the other. Okay, now we have the last one. So the function of a subordinating conjunction, they are used to introduce subordinating clauses. Okay, this subordinating clause is a clause that depends on the main clause to make sense. So it's a clause that depends on the main clause to make sense. So we can have two sentences. Let me give you examples, then you can show you how they introduce subordinating clauses. Now, examples. We have although, since, on condition that, in order that, whether, if, while, when, as, though, despite, the fact that, okay, we can just say despite, in spite of. Okay, we have okay, we say since, because, and many more. There are so many. So although we have since, we have on condition that, in order that, whether, if, while, as, though, despite, in spite of, because, all those are called subordinating conjunctions, and they introduce the subordinating conjunction, the subordinating clause. So we can have two sentences like so we have, I was tired, I finished my assignment. So join using a subordinating conjunction. You can choose from maybe although. So although I was tired, I finished the assignment. Okay, so although I was tired is a sentence that does not make sense. It cannot just work on its own. That's why we say it depends on the main clause to make sense. That's why it's called subordinating. It cannot stand on its own. Hence why we use subordinating conjunctions to introduce a subordinating clause. Okay, and they can occur either at the beginning or at the end. Okay, this is called subordinating clauses. They can come at the beginning. When they come at the beginning, separated from the rest of the sentence by a comma, but when they come at the end, there is no comma needed. Okay, so they can be at the beginning. These are subordinating clauses. Subordinating conjunctions can be at the beginning, the middle. These ones, they occur anywhere, or the middle of the resulting sentence, such that when you say, so the subordinating conjunction can be at the beginning, or at the middle of the resulting sentence. All right. Now, when it begins a sentence, it is followed by a comma. When it comes in the middle of the resulting sentence, no comma is needed. So let us go back to our example. Although I was tired, I finished the assignment. And we say that the subordinate conjunction can occur at the beginning. So here, it's occurring at the beginning. Now, it can also occur in the middle. And when it occurs at the beginning of the sentence, the comma must be there. When it comes at the end, no comma is needed. So in that sentence, you can change it. So I finished the assignment. Although I was tired. I finished the assignment although I was tired. All right. So when it comes in the middle of the resulting sentence, then there's no comma needed. Hence why we say that when it comes at the beginning, then there must be a comma, because then it is just an idea that is being introduced. But now here, we already have the main sentence, so we don't need it. Okay. Now, let me give you an exercise on the same. So remember, let me just go through it. We've looked at correlative conjunctions. We've looked at first, we looked at coordinating conjunctions, and we said coordinating conjunctions link ideas. All right. And we had three. We have and, but, and or. And is used to link events. Or is used to give alternatives or choices. And then but is used to bring contrast. All right. And then we looked at correlative conjunctions in their various usages. They also link. Some can give choices. All right. Some can give choices, but now in the negative. And then the subordinating conjunctions, which are used to introduce subordinating clauses. And these subordinating clauses, they depend on the main clause to make sense. All right. And these subordinating conjunctions include the ones that we just given here. And we've said that when they come at the beginning, then there must be a comma. When they begin that subordinating clause, then it must be a comma. But now when they come in the resulting sentence in the middle, then there's no comma needed. All right. Now we have 2 exercises that can help us revise well on the functions of conjunctions. Now, in exercise 1, you're supposed to fill in the blank spaces with appropriate coordinating conjunctions. I've just given you 3. Was that Ken dash Kent? Kipchumba won the race dash he fell twice. Garuche worked extremely hard dash passed the examination. So choose either of the coordinating conjunctions we just learned about. Okay. So use the following in the exercise 2. Use the following conjunctions to make sentences of your own. Either or, number 1. 2, not only but also, number 3. If then, number 4. In order that, number 5. While, number 6. And number 7, as. So you're just joining sentences. Remember conjunctions, we are looking at functions of conjunctions. And we've been looking at how they are used in sentences. And the major one is just to link ideas. But now, are they bringing contrast, or are they adding a point, or maybe are they linking two events, or are they just giving alternatives? All right, so they just join. They join. All right, all conjunctions they join, but now in what aspect? Okay, so we have come to the end of our lesson, and I want to wish you a lovely time. Let us meet next time to talk about something else. Have a wonderful moment.